Dr. Hulen flew to Austin, Texas to spend a few days with me in October 2006. When I picked him up at the airport, we instantly began talking about life, God, programs, cleaning, and more. He asked what I was up to these days. I told him how excited I am. There's a movie where a character says, "Some people are awake and they live in a constant state of amazement." I am pretty close to that state, I told him. I have magic and miracles and feel exhilarated by life. "Tell me more," he urged. I told him about my new car, which I already mentioned to you. It's a 2005 Panos Esperante GTLM luxury exotic sports car. They are made by the Panos family. Each is assembled by hand, each is signed by the people who make it, and each is given a name. My car is named Francine. I knew Dr. Hulen would appreciate the love put into the car and the fact that it is treated like a living person. For him, everything is alive. I told him about going on the Larry King Live television show as a result of my being in the movie The Secret. He wanted to know what Larry King was like. I told him. King is direct, friendly, street smart. I liked him. I went on and told Dr. Hulen about the success of my books, such as The Attractor Factor and Life's Missing Instruction Manual. After a few minutes, he could see that I was just bubbling over with energy. "What do you think is different now from you taking the first Ho'oponopono training?" he asked me. I thought for a moment and said, "I quit controlling it all. I let go. All I do is clean, erase, and have the intention to get to zero." He patted my shoulder and smiled, in a way anchoring the moment by acknowledging what he felt was right for me. We started walking to my car, and after a few feet, he stopped and stared at me. "You have a bounce in your step," he said, almost in awe. "You walk with springs." "Well, I am happy to see you," I said. We went to dinner, and I told him how disappointed I was that my book on P.T. Barnum, There's a Customer Born Every Minute, wasn't doing all that well. "Joseph, you have to love it." I wanted my book to sell, so I didn't understand what love had to do with it. "Joseph, if you had 3 children and one of them was slow in school, would you tell it that you are disappointed in it?" "No," I replied, and suddenly an insight hit me hard. My book is a child of me, and I was saying it wasn't as good as my other children. I felt this to such a real degree that I almost began to cry in the restaurant. "You got it, Joseph," Dr. Hulen said. "You must love all your children." I began to feel terrible that I had alienated my child for not performing well in the school of life. I felt genuinely sorry. I began to say, "I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you," in my mind to the divine while holding a sense of my book in my heart. Later, when I got home and saw my book, I picked it up and held it to my heart, hugging it, loving it, asking for forgiveness for not appreciating it just for being.